Change how you work today. Change how you work today. Change how you work today. Microsoft Teams shows you the way.
We're back for our next video in this series of Microsoft Teams in your classroom videos. This one is all about the assignments feature. We're going to look at it quickly from a teacher perspective of creating assignment. Then we're going to look at the student turning it in. We're going to then look at how the teacher can review it. Again, today is all very simple and straightforward. We're not going to get into all the nuances of it. At the same time, next week, every day, we've got different videos specific about just things within assignment. So we're going to start by going up here to our assignments tab. And when you're in the assignments tab, you're going to be able to switch between this list view. You can look at a week view by clicking on that, or you can go to a specific day. So for the purpose of right now though, we're going to create a new assignment. If I go on the drop down box, I have the option to do a brand new assignment or from an existing. For today, we're going to start from a new assignment. The from existing means if you've already created an assignment in some other team, maybe even last year's teams, you can go ahead and reuse those from any old team that you have. For now though, we're going to the new assignment, and we come to the interface here where we can assign it to multiple classes. All we've got to do is keep clicking on whichever classes we want to assign this to. I'm going to leave that alone for right now. I have the option to select multiple students, and so I can do some differentiation there. You can't build a group in here yet. I wish that was ready, but so far I haven't seen it. The next option I have here then is just enter in my title and your description. And so in my case, I'm going to have them read it in a passage and answer the questions below the story. When I click on the add resources, here you can see you can upload things from OneDrive. You can assign pages from the class notebook, just like you can from the class notebook add-in if you're working just within OneNote. You can attach a link, so maybe you have a YouTube video that you want them to be able to use, watch that video and then answer some questions. And you can do a new file. So if I wanted to give them a new blank Word document, I could create that right here, and then all they have to do is click on that. It's already named whatever I wanted to name it based on the assignment structure that I use. But for now, I'm going to just upload something from my device. So I saved something on my desktop called sample for vid earlier, and now I've attached that document. You see it's still loading up. That says students can edit their own copy, or students can't edit this. I could go ahead and give it a due date. I can also, if I want to, toggle this on and set it up to be able to only open up later on. So I want to create my assignments tonight, but I don't want it to show up until the time class starts. That's when I would use that feature. If I want them to be allowed to turn in late work, I can toggle that on. I have the option here to create points, so I'm going to make my assignment worth 100 points. If I leave that blank, then that's just not going to give me the option to put points in there, but I could still give feedback and things based on what they do. I can add a rubric. We'll talk about that next week. That is my interface. All I have to do is either save or assign. I'm ready to assign this one though, so I click on assign. And then I'm going to toggle over here to my student view, and I'm going to refresh this browser window. Now, right before I refresh that assignment, a little banner pop-up came up here in the bottom right-hand corner, but I kind of made that go away too fast. I see that it shows up in my conversation feed that I have an assignment. I can also go up here to the assignments tab. So as a student, that's really the same thing as coming in here, but it's just going to give me this class. And I have the option to look over here at assignments, and that will give me everything for multiple classes that I've been assigned. But I'm just going to click on the assignment and get into the student interface here. At this point, I can see the instructions. It says to read this. It shows me that I have a document here to work within. So then I open up that document. I can see the instructions. I can see the text that right now doesn't really matter because I just made that up. I can go ahead and enter in answers for each of these assignment questions. And then when I'm done, I want to make sure that it's finished saying saved right here. Right now, it's obviously in the action of doing it. And once I see it says saved, I can go up here in the right-hand corner and just close that document. I come back here to the landing page, and I'm ready to turn in my assignment. So I'm going to click the Turn In Assignment, and I get to see the little fun activities that they have pop up once I do that. So here's my unicorn. I had an ice cream cone before. There's lots of different ones. So I can see the date that it was turned in. I can also undo that if I decide I needed to make changes to it up until the due date or even after the due date, depending on feedback that I've gotten in the way that the teachers set that up. Now we're going to switch back over here to the teacher view. Once we do that, we can review this assignment. So we've got the review tab up there at the top. I can go in here to my different assignments. So I'm on the My Video assignment that I just created. And normally right here, you're going to see an icon for the document. For whatever reason right now, that's not showing, but I know it's there because I've seen it before. I have the option to go ahead and add feedback directly within this list. And if I had multiple students, all those students would show up right here, but I only have one. but I can leave feedback directly in this and give it a grade without ever even looking at it, but that wouldn't be the best practice. So if I click on that open space where I know the icon should be, I come into this page where I can now see the full document, I can see the answers for this student, and I have the option to toggle through all of my students here. Again, I only have one. I can also then click to the next student here if I would have had multiple ones. I can see the time that they turned it in, the date, I can enter in my feedback, and I can give this points, and then I can say return. At that point then I could go on to the next student, or I can close this one out and I can come back here. And I do have the option to open up an Excel document right here that will list all of my student grades and information. I'm not going to do that in this video because it's pretty self-explanatory once you get there. So that is the most basic view I can give you of creating an assignment with something attached to it, being able to look at it from a student perspective, interact with it and turn it in, and then being able to review that from the teacher perspective. Remember, next week we're going to be looking more in depth at assignments with a different video just on assignments every day next week. If you look at the description for the playlist for this series of videos, you can see what's coming next week for each of the different days. I hope this has come in handy. Thanks a lot.